So, I didn't always used to be as confident as I am now. It was a long road to build up who I've become as a person. And one memory that really makes that ring true to me was the story of this classmate that I had in college in Prague. I went to college in Prague before I moved here. And this classmate was Slovak. I thought she was Czech, but that's an easy enough mistake for an American to make. At least I didn't say I thought she was Slovenian, so I still have that going for me at least. But we didn't really talk. We talked every once in a while. And then one time in January, I was swiping on Tinder. Yeah, duh. And then me and her matched on Tinder, even though we knew each other in real life at the university. And then she messaged me first and was like, "Oh, let's go for a drink." And I was like, holy shit. A girl made the first effort, done. I'm in love now. That's all it takes, right? So we went out for a drink together about a week later, and that left me only wanting more, to see her again. And now I had a huge crush on her. But given the fact that we're students and a lot of things are going on during your university time, it just wasn't going to work out at the time. So I said, well, crap, I really would like to take you out again sometime. And she said, when the time comes, I'll give you some sort of sign, I'll let you know. So I'm an idiot, and I said, okay, yeah. And I waited a couple of months. I lived my life, I did my stuff, and I waited a couple of months. I still saw her, I still talked to her. And then it got to June, and I had a friend of mine coming to Prague for the weekend. And him and I had wanted to, go somewhere together. We wanted to not stay in Prague, but see Prague a little bit and then go see something else nearby in the region. So I'm about to go pick up this friend of mine from the airport, and as I'm walking out of university on this Friday afternoon, I see her there with her suitcase. I said, "Where are you going?" She says, "Home, Slovakia." And I said, "Oh, and this is what I really shouldn't have said. I was thinking about maybe going there myself. Maybe, But I don't know, we'll see. If I do go, what are some good things to do there?" And she was like, "Oh, you've got to go to the Tatras, and you got to try this halushki. I'll explain what that is later, but try it, And then I was like, okay, cool. Well, enjoy your trip, and if I go to Slovakia, I'll definitely check that stuff out. Thank you. See ya. So then she goes, and then I go and pick up my friend at the airport, and he says, "Dude, big party tonight happened in Berlin. People I know. Let's go to Berlin." So we drive up to Berlin, and I think that my buddy has a crush on some of the girls at this house party. So I was like, all right, mine's not going anywhere, but he can, have fun, and I'll just be there, have some drinks, have a good time. But we're sitting at this party, and my friend's already a little bit drunk, and then my phone buzzes. Bzz. I take out my phone, and so my crush. "Hey, if you're passing through Slovakia, would you mind driving me home to Prague?" What did my dumbass say? "Sure." But I'm in Berlin. So I waited for my friend to get drunk. I put him in the back of my Škoda Felicia. Yep, I had one of those. And I drove to Slovakia. And I remember, now I don't know if you have any friends who are assholes, but when you go to bed, when you start drinking in Germany, and you wake up in the back of a car at a gas station in Zakopane, Poland, you might have a friend who's an asshole. I remember he gets out of the car, and I was there fueling. No, I fueled, then I went into the store. And then he gets out of the car, goes in, and now he says, "Guten Morgen." Like, "Dzień dobry." And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he looks at me, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I might have a little explaining to do about this." Yeah, we're in Poland, and we're going to Slovakia. And he's like, "You better have a fucking good reason why." I was like, "I'll tell you all about it. You remember this girl I've been on about?" He's like, "Yeah, figures, Mitch. Figures." So we made it look like we were there the whole time. Drove to the Tatras, drove up a mountain, got a selfie. Went to the restaurant, ordered the halushki, selfie. took a bunch of pictures that made it look like we were in Slovakia the entire weekend. We were there for 3 hours. I picked her up. I made my buddy sit in the back where he'd been sleeping. And then we drove back to Prague. And I was telling her about how much I had enjoyed my time in her country, which she didn't know was 3 hours, but yeah. And I had my camera. I was showing her the pictures. That's us at the Tatras. That's the halushki we had. And my buddy, I can see his face in the rearview mirror. He's just like, idiot. But what all this served to do was only to get me 3 more dates with her, you know? After this, we went on 3 more dates. And I look back, and it was such a big, nonsensical thing to do for a girl you've only been on 1 date with, you know? And I think that the reason this story comes to my mind when I think of the theme of borders and boundaries is that, you know, borders and boundaries are not just something that exists to separate countries and cultures, but they're also there, that's something that you should have for yourself and that you should respect for other people. So if you're gonna go across the border to get with a girl you've been on 1 date with and have your friend drunk and not know about it, you might also be crossing a little bit of a boundary there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much.